Do you think Young Thug is a snitch? Oh, before I answer that, I'm gonna let y'all know something right now. I've never heard of a successful gangster. Once you get in, it's only 3 ways you can exit, and I call them the triple C's: a sale, coffin, or cooperation. Somebody stop me when I'm lying. Now back to the Young Thug situation. So it's a lot of allegations going on with Young Thug. Let me go ahead and give you a timeline of events of what's going on. So back about 3 years ago, YSL went under a RICO. Everybody was talking about it.
Monday night, as police arrested the rapper Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Williams.
They took down 2 of the biggest hip hop artists within our organization at the time. They took down Young Thug and they took down Gunna at the hype of their career. Like, they were on top, they was doing their thing, and boom, gone to jail. They went. Gunna, him being a part of YSL, which we know now that he didn't really know everybody in YSL. He was just a person that was signed to the label, and he ended up copping a plea deal, and that rubbed the industry wrong.
Why the out for plea, Gunna?
He's not making any statements right now, guys.
I mean, you got Lil Baby that was mad at him, and everybody knows. I honestly feel some kind of way about that, because in interviews I seen that Lil Baby said, yo, Gunna actually helped me write and put me onto this music.
Like, I didn't pay Gunna to write my songs. Never put the songs out, but like when I first started rap, I used to like pay him like $100, like I'm gonna give you $100, like write something for me so I could like try to learn how to go in there and record it.
And then Lil Baby switched up on Gunna because he told the judge, yes ma'am, when they was reading off the things, like, you know how the system go. They want you to say some shit just so you can say something real quick, and then you can just agree, right? They took it as Gunna snitched. They asked, is YSL a gang? And he said, yes ma'am. Do you believe that the gang should be split up and departed or whatever it may be? I mean, he was yes ma'am in his way out of jail.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
The smart thing probably would have been just write it out. I don't even know these YSL niggas like that. Like, y'all ain't got me in no paperwork. You can't mention me. You just arrest me as a pawn.
And you are 100% black. You don't know nobody on the case. I ain't ever committed no crime. Duke ain't committed no crime. Yak ain't committed no crime. They're the only 3 people you know on this case. Ain't now one of them committed no crime. So who the f you talking about? You know YSL members on this case that committed crimes in furtherance of the game. Nigga, you just made it a motherfucking RICO case. You just made it the case.
This is why you gotta understand the government moves a little shifty and sneaky and snaky. He played out, it rubbed the industry wrong, and then now you see on a lot of wiretap phone calls, even Young Thug himself said, yo, I think a lot of people kind of jumped the gun with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But ain't nobody
niggas trying to go at him to get clout. Yes, they have. Dirt said
something to him, but that's it. Like, Wham, them ain't doing all this shit. Like,
Wham unfollowed him.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just that little boy shit. That ain't really saying that to them.
Yeah,
that's just like, damn, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, but that's still
announcing
what your position is, right?
But
I ain't saying they wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they jumped the gun. But
niggas supposed to have a conversation with you for they anything. That's
yeah, but
I look at it.
Wham did though. I talked to Wham so we get on the phone. Hey, you told Buddy them to do that? All right, hell no. He's like, all right, say that.
And Young Thug being Young Thug, that's what he did. He ran with it. Then you got, Lil Durk and Lil Baby. They all unfollowed him, and it was just a lot of hoopla, crazy stuff.
For the girls who that from BBL, what happened to Virgil, we probably gonna tell.
So I say that to say, remember that part, right? Remember the Lil Baby unfollowing Gunna. Gunna put Lil Baby on when it came to music, and then Gunna was signed to YSL, and Young Thug was kind of mad that he pleaded out, which Young Thug eventually ended up pleading out as well. But fast forward, even though they lost in court pretty much, was a not guilty, Young Thug got a plea deal, ended up getting a suspended sentence, was time served and some probation. The government really, it bruised their ego.
If they're unhappy with sentencing, they should elect other judges.
And you also relied heavily on the RICO law that you had
and I'm going to continue to rely on it because it works, it's effective, and it tells jurors the full message.
But other people may say with the other people that it wasn't effective.
Other people weren't elective as a DA.
The one thing that I just don't understand is how don't you understand that every single phone call is recorded? Before you talk on the phone, it says, this call is being recorded. Everybody know if you know somebody in jail, that's what happens. So they still spoke on the phone and did a lot of talking about personal things that can rub a lot of egos the wrong way, which the government knew and they held on to it.
Rat, bro. I understand all that help put you on. Listen, man. That's a rat. I don't give a what help. That nigga give me $1 million. Man, you're a rat. Whatever you talking about.
I feel a lot of different kind of ways. I feel like when Young Thug got out of jail, he should not have been on the hate train. You should have been on the blessing train, brother. God letting you walk out of prison from almost having to be in jail the rest of your life. You should have spent that on really being on top of your music. With me knowing and understanding that there's no winner in gangbanging, mafia stuff. Think of Hollywood, right? They never made up snitch. All they did was see the story and shoot it and made a lot of money off of it. We go down the timeline right now. Look at New Jack City. Look at American Gangster. Look at the Goodfellas. Paid in Full. All those dudes ended up telling. Frank Lucas, Nicky Barnes. Nicky Barnes flipped on everybody. Frank Lucas flipped on everybody. It always ends the same.
This thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
You know what you gotta do. What you want me to do, snitch? I know you don't want to give up no cops. What you want? You want gangsters? Pick one.
You cooperate, so you ain't got to be in jail the rest of your life. Especially, look at it nowadays. I want every gangbanger person, tough guy, to look at all of their homies, their whole crew. And I want you to stare at your whole crew, and I want you to think, is 100% of these guys right here in front of me, if I did a crime with them, would they keep it solid and not tell? Or even better, look at the person with the most, the person who has the most, with all the money. You know this gang member right here, or this thug guy, or bad guy person, or tough guy has all this money. Is he willing to throw that away for the guy at the bottom of the totem pole? If you just do that and you just run numbers on it and common sense with it, a lot of people ain't finna be loyal, y'all. Everybody talks. And back to my point, Young Thug, who is the super, hey, if a cop talk to me, I'ma just walk past him. Even if you say hi to me, I'm gonna be like, what was that? I ain't talking to no cop. And then a leaked audio came out of him somewhat kind of corroborating to the cop.
Promises, make promises. Just keep promises. Whether you anytime you ever make one know anything, tell me. I'm telling you anything. What you tell the world.
What you got, bro?
Yes, you can.
Hey.
I don't have your number.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't gonna tell you.
Even though Pee Wee came out and said, yo, he ain't snitch on me.
Politic, man. Jeff, clean as Listerine, man. Clean as Irish soap. You feel what I'm saying? I done the time. I did that. That's what you supposed to do. When you go in interrogation room, that's what you do. He told you, man, we sell the Wayne Carter weed. What the is wrong with you? You feel what I'm saying? No, a statement is this right here. Lineup selective. That's him. He did that. He didn't do that.
But to other people, it may be, hey, you corroborated. You was on tape kind of corroborating, even though you might be telling a lie. Look at Woody. He came out and lied to the police. He's like, yo, I had to get out of jams. What are you talking about? I had to make up a lot of stuff because y'all wanted to hear something.
You said, when they questioned me, I have made it up. I told you that before you put me on this stand in front of the jury. The jury didn't even have to hear see me. But y'all still forced me up here. I told you I was going to plead the fifth. And y'all like, why would I plead the fifth? And I told y'all why, because I lied. So don't put me up here and expect for me to say something that is a lie. If you ask me the truth, and I can tell you the truth. And the truth is, I didn't see these boys commit no crime. I'm not trying to protect nobody. I don't even know some of them over there.
That may be the game, but the police know we're going to take that and we're going to wait because people forget and we're going to make it look like you're talking. The government and the feds, FBIs and all them cops and all them people, they play dirty. Y'all get dirty in the streets and we're going to get dirtier and behind the papers and behind the walls. For instance, even though you may not have done a crime, you may not do nothing, you may be innocent, you may have walked away, you may have beat the court system, you may have beat whatever charges you had against you, or you have some kind of plea deal and they don't want that plea deal, but that's the only kind of plea deal they can give. For instance, look at T.I., right? He beat a whole bunch of gun charges, crazy gun charges, right? And the government said, all right, well, I want you to plea out, but you got to do this TV commercial. They probably didn't even tell him what kind of commercial he was doing. And then he came up and did the Tips Anonymous. And then that resurfaced and they tried to call him a snitch.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you got to do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crime Stoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIPS.
Just look at how these people play and understand that there's a playbook that's studied by the government and these people. And as time gets better, they coming with AI now. They studying y'all dudes with AI now. Do you think Lil Nuck who dropped out of high school is smarter than AI? It never pays. Yeah, you may have a run being a street dude, selling all these pounds and all this robberies and all that stuff, but let's be real. You're not gonna be able to live a life forever off of that. The richest man, one of the richest men in the world, is still working today. Look at Warren Buffett. He is very old and still working. So as a gang member, a professional gang member, are you really about to be working until 80 something years old as a guy in the streets running scams and plots and robberies and burglaries and all this extra stuff? Let's be real, you're not gonna get away that long. It has to sometimes end. Just like Wack 100 said, the streets ain't got no rules, we just make it up as we go. With the Atlanta situation, if you're a parent, I want you to show your kids how all of this is unfolding. No one ever wins. Nobody ever wins. Young Thug is getting chewed alive right now. He wanted to be the tough guy coming out, and karma is eating his butt alive, bro. I'm a fan of Young Thug. I love Young Thug's music, but the way he came out and the way he's acting based on the blessing that he received with the prayers he sent up, the response to that was, hey, God is exposing you to the world. There has to be some kind of accountability. I don't even understand how you're cool with YFN Lucci, and that was your biggest op, and Lil Baby went on stage and performed with him. But y'all mad at Gunna, and Gunna came out of jail talking about free my brother.
Free slime. Money. Free thug, I wanna hear this shit.
Free slime on the screens, bro. He came out with positive energy. Look at him, got his body right. Young Thug, yo, looking like a pre-diabetic, bro. With all due respect, he came out and got his body right. I started slandering my man for getting his body right, got his mind right. He has hits on the charts. He came back out with his second chance that God gave him. He listened to them prayers, and guess what? He locked in focus, and he's enjoying the fruits of that focusedness. Everybody should take a page out of Gunna's book. Then I was listening to Rollo. He kind of broke it. He really broke it down. Like, it was pretty deep. He said that, does Young Thug have a sickness of trying to break people up? I don't know. He said, but why would you try to name the greatest rapper alive album The Barter when you came up with the Carter and you got Rich Homie Quan? He even said in interviews that he was feeling depressed because Young Thug turned the city against him. You came after the CEO of QC. Like, come on, bro. What? Like, what kind of game are you playing? Listen, got a second chance, Thug. Make it right. Do right. Because that third chance you might get, remember that Triple C? Remember Triple C? Cell, coffin, cooperation. That's it. Come to think about it, when people got out of jail early anyway, say for instance you would have went to jail and you got out early, with that audio that these prosecutors had, they would have still leaked it and said, oh, Young Thug been snitching since forever. It doesn't pay off to be a gang member. It doesn't pay off to be a super thug. It doesn't pay off to be just not on your stuff. Like, we seeing right now that the best thing to be is a geek.
Oh, for the youth?
Yeah.
For all the kids and stuff?
Yeah.
Just keep being as weird as possible, because all the weird boys got all the money.
Okay.
That's the best thing to be right now, man. The streets is a myth. That's my piece on that. Do I think Young Thug is a snitch? No. Does he look like he's a snitch? Yes. Y'all already know about that audio recording. Gunna already know about that audio recording. He didn't even say nothing. Imagine if Gunna right now say, wow, would you look at that on his Twitter today, right now. You done. He's sparing a lot of Atlanta right now. Y'all need to sit down and get it together, because right now, the government, yeah, y'all may have won in court. The government won that war. That's all I got to say about that.